Anything else need to go in the closet?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Well, good morning. My name is Jeremy Duckworth, and I serve as the Executive Director for the Western Communities Redevelopment Alliance. This is going to be a great morning this morning. We have with us a celebration this morning for our certificate holders, those who completed our program in the fall. We are so thankful for our educational partners as well. And at this time, we'll follow our program and have Mr. Rich Houston give his regards.
Thanks, Jeremy. First of all, my mommy is always proud of me. I can say anything and she's going to be proud of me. At least I hope so. So I am department head of accounting at University of Alabama. And if there's such a thing as Lisa having a boss, I am Lisa's boss. And I just wanted to say a couple of things. I'm sure there's nothing I could say that Lisa hasn't told you. But I want to congratulate all of you for completing the course, and really what you're doing is investing in yourself, and you're investing in your business and your community and your family. And I just want to highlight the importance of accounting by just telling a couple quick things. First, as I've gotten older, one thing that's always horrified me is that when I was younger, people would say cliches. I'd roll my eyes like, yeah. And then as I get older, I realize people say them because they're all true. And when I realized that at too old an age, I was just horrified. And one of them is that accounting is the language of business. And it is. It's how people talk. It's how people in the business world talk. And everything you talked about with Lisa is the way business people talk, and it's going to help you get ahead with your business. The other thing is I have a friend named Bill that I went to college with, and he is now a partner in charge of an accounting firm in Florida. And he told me once, he told me once that his younger accountants would come to him and they would complete financial statements, and they'd be really proud, and they'd take the financial statements, put them on the desk and say, here, I'm done. And Bill would take a look at them and he'd say about the client that they were working on, Bill would say, how'd they do? And the young accountants would give him a blank stare, and he said, take the financial statements, go home over the weekend, come back on Monday and tell me how they did. And so some of the skills you're learning are really going to help you figure out how is it that your business is doing. And another, I deal in goofy references. My other one is a show on Food Network called Restaurant Impossible, where the host goes to a failing restaurant and then tells them why they're failing and what they need to do to turn around. And I talked to one of our accounting teachers here who teaches really a lot of the things that Lisa has been teaching you. And as it turns out, a lot of these small business owners who own restaurants have no idea what their costs are. They have no idea. And because they have no idea what their costs are, they have no idea what to charge their customers. And one reason that a lot of these businesses fail is that they're charging a price for their food lower than their cost. And with what you've learned, these are things you can avoid. It's about running your business and figuring out where your costs are and how much you need to charge for your product to make up your costs and the kind of profit you desire. It's also realizing how much did we sell? How much did we spend? And I know Lisa also talks about things people often don't want to talk about, which is somebody stealing from me? And if you keep track of what you're selling, where your cash is coming from, you're protecting yourself. And another thing looking forward for you guys is that another thing you're allowing yourself to do is something I'm going to start teaching next week to the juniors in accounting that I'm teaching this semester. And that is how business runs. Where do you get money? If you have good financial statements that show that your business is doing very well, you can attract investors. And investors can be friends and family that are investing money with you. And it could be going to the bank and saying, I need a loan to grow my business. And I looked at the kinds of topics Lisa has been talking to you about. And really, this is just a really solid foundation to build from in terms of paying attention to the finances of your business. I started by saying congratulations on investing in yourself, and I mean that. You have invested in yourself in a lot of ways. One of them being learning about QuickBooks and how to do accounting, and you've got to continue to invest in yourself by, of course, learning what it takes to make your business successful, but also how to keep track of how successful your business is. And accounting, put, I guess, overly simply, is where's my money coming from and what am I doing with it? And it's all about how much cash is going in, how much cash is going out, what can I afford, and what do I need to do to keep my business being successful? And clearly I could probably talk for another hour, but you would turn on me in probably about 3 minutes, as most people do. So I will end it here, but like Lisa is very available to you with your questions, so am I. And my name is Rich Houston, Houston. If you ever want to contact me for any reason, please do. And I look forward to seeing the rest of the ceremony. Thank you.
You're welcome. We're going to skip over Paul Carruthers for right now. He's trying to get online. He's having some technical difficulties. So we're going to go to Mr. Frank Woodson.
Well, good morning to everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Frank Woodson, and I'm excited about being chairman of the WCRA in CARA for a number of reasons. I was listening to Rich talk as he talked about accounting is a language of business. And I want to say, no, operations is the language of business. But I think about when we were putting together the total quality management program for UPS, that yes, we had our operations people focus on efficiency and the human resources of pushing decision-making down. But then I have to concede to Rich and say, but all of that was so that the cost per stop, the cost per box, the cost per everything could be driven down just an inkling. And by the time we designed the model here for total quality management and continuous process improvement, the model we designed went worldwide. And Rich, I just think that it's a coincidence that UPS went from a maybe $17 billion a year company to a $30 billion a year company. I just thought the people were just a little bit more excited, that's all. But you might have a point there. Small businesses, and each unit in UPS was a small business. We looked at it like that. We had the hubs, which were the major distribution networks, and then we had these centers that came off, which were small businesses. And we knew that the key to success in the economy of UPS, or Big Brown as we called it, was that each small business would be successful. And as it became more successful, we provided more jobs and we grew the business. I've always been in love with process improvement and how businesses work. In fact, a few years ago, I spent a year with a few of the top CEOs in this community of Birmingham, Jefferson County region, and this 7 to 9 county region, probably now asking what would our economic future look like. And so we served on a steering committee called Blueprint Birmingham. And Blueprint Birmingham was to come up with an economic footprint or a strategy for economic development across this region. And as we worked on that strategy for the year, in the 11th hour, one of the things that we did not button up, and that was, what are we going to do with small businesses? At that time, the big businesses in our region were looking at, it's our turn to step up and let's do this right here. And we did not create the mechanism at that time for small businesses micro businesses. And so the WCRA feels a much needed gap. The second had to do with what I would call community-based NGOs. The WCRA, it meets that need. It's like putting a period at the end of a sentence, right? Knowing that this thing is running on. And if we don't do something with small businesses, if we don't create a model that is replicable, then we're not as a community going to thrive. And so hats off, Jeremy, your leadership, WCRA, hats off to the businesses that are coming in here. I want you to know your businesses, those small businesses those are the engine. They are the economic engines in our urban and rural communities that employ people that don't work in our city centers and people that otherwise may not have a chance or even exposure to what a business person looks like. You are the only business person that some kid will ever see walking in the door. I know for me, I never met really, especially an African-American business person, a businessman, all the way through school. So I'm excited about what we're doing here. My part is just to be a champion. Wish I had time to do more, but I really appreciate Lisa, your team, Jeremy, your team, and the others that partner with you. And much success. As a business owner, understand that somebody's eyes are on you. Every time someone walks in your door, many of them have a dream that they don't know the pathway to getting there. But you keep them dreaming because you open your doors every week. You are an unsung hero, and the more you improve, the more you grow your business, others look at you and say, I can grow my business too. I can be more effective as a business owner. I can employ more of these kids in these urban and rural communities. And so I'm excited about what we're doing here together. I guess I can throw we are doing here together. And so to those that participated in the program, you all are the dream that's coming true because you all are our best and our brightest hope. Keep growing, keep thriving, keep improving your operations, which will have an impact on your financial bottom line for those people that it matters to, which is all of us, of course. But appreciate you all and have a great day. Congrats to everybody.
Thank you. Now we will have Mr. Paul Carruthers from Regions.
Good morning. I hope everybody is doing fine in this brand new year, which we all look forward to with much anticipation of great things to come. But we'll have to be patient with it. And that kind of brings me to you guys being patient with your business and taking the time that it took to take these classes that Jeremy and many different people have provided, and you have endured through that with what I believe is the great hope to reach a higher level, to understand your basic blocking and tackling that will help you grow and understand and create those next steps that are critical for your success. And by understanding these fundamentals, you are much better prepared to make those next decisions. You know, we go to school to learn how to think. We go to school to learn how to excel and really use the tools that are taught to us. And so many times, you guys as small business folks, you don't have much time to do those, to take those fundamental elementary levels to make sure you're doing the right things. And my accolades and applaud to all of y'all who have gone through this to help you grow, help you expand, help you hire people, help you to give back to the communities that are incredibly important to all of us. You know, the majority of businesses in the United States, they're small business owners just like y'all. I think the number's about 85% of companies or small business. Now think about that in terms of, we all hear about corporate America and, everything that's going on at those levels. But you guys are the real winners for the economy and the real winners in our community. So keep up what you're doing. And I hope these tools will be impactful and be successful, help you be successful with your next steps and for a wonderful 2020-21 and beyond. We're looking forward to your success and to celebrate more and more as you've put these tools into place and in action. I know there'll be a wonderful addition to your business acumen and to your families and your communities as well. So thank you for taking the enormous amount of time and rolling up your sleeves and saying, I'm committed to do this. I know of the past success, some past successes from the work that these classes have produced, and they're really incredible. So we look forward to y'all's growth, and please share your successes with Jeremy. It's incredibly important that he report those out. You could be anonymous, but he wants to share those. And believe me, the corporate community wants to hear this. His funders want to hear this. So help him with by sharing your information and your successes. So with that, Jeremy, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Lisa, we are in your hands.
All right, just want to make sure everyone can hear me well.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now I would like to, have the honor of presenting the certificates. I want to say how much I have enjoyed this. And I also want to say how grateful I am for your patience. With a lot of you, we have been working with university students on getting your accounting into QuickBooks, and we have had a lot of ups and downs. And what I can say is all of you have been very patient with us. We're learning and we're doing something nobody else is really doing. I mean, you can't even say that Harvard and Yale are doing these things. It took a lot longer this semester than would be ideal, but the process of getting a lot of your accounting moving forward was a necessary process, and you can't rush some things. And even though I like to rush everything, and even though I want everything to go really fast, Jeremy always says to me, we're going through a process and this is the way it needs to be done. And we're just going to have to do it this way. And I'm like, but I want it to be done now. And I want this to be done. And he's like, calm down. It's taking a while, and it has to take a while. We have to go through these steps. So Jeremy's been a great teacher to me to learn to be patient, to learn to wait for things to unfold. So I've learned a lot. I am so grateful for the relationships I've developed with Reginald, with Heartful Echoes, with Kimmy Styles, with Andrea, with Lady Conqueror, with, Tanisha with Naughty But Nice, with Zakia with Loving Care, on and on, with Rachel with Sister and Sons. Thank you. Oh, and of course, Corey at Refresh. I'm not sure I'm thankful for that one, but it's been a lot of fun to get to know you guys, and I care so much about you and your community. So let's kind of go through what we learned just quickly, and let's hit the certificates. Now, accounting workshops are extremely painful. So I know my students at the university have been really suffering a lot, and you have as well. So just note, there are worse things in accounting workshops. There are people that test deodorant. There's a guy that has to clean out the porta potty. So accounting workshop's not as bad as that. How about this guy? I have a fear of heights. That's a pretty bad job. And then there's this guy that has to do this to make $7 an hour. Finally, I can't think of anything worse than this picture. Every time I think what I'm doing is unpleasant, I think there is a mosquito repellent tester. So let's kind of quickly see what you went through. Oh, and then there's this guy. There is somebody that has to do this for the tourists. So accounting workshops are not as bad as this. Now, here is what you went through. A lot of it is extremely difficult just looking at it. You were given kind of a speed education on these basic topics. And we asked a lot of you in these hour or hour and 15 long sessions, and they were painful. And you should understand your certificate was earned. So first of all, we started with QuickBooks and we threw you in there, and I went really, really fast. And I think this is a picture of one of you watching my sessions as I raced through the different QuickBooks sections. But by the time you got to part 2, you were really becoming a QuickBooks guru, and you were asking tough questions where I had to go research things. So you were pushing me. So we had 2 really solid sessions on QuickBooks. Then I saw you, again, here's another picture of one of you, really carefully looking at the financial statement rules and really trying to dig into the balance sheet and the income statement and trying to understand your journal and your ledger. So we tried to do that, and we were halfway at that point. Then in the tax class, you got depressed as you realized how much money people were taking from you and would be taking from you, as you learned about income taxes and employment taxes and sales taxes. And you understood that the cost of success is taxes. We rounded it out with 2 cost accounting classes. Here's a picture of Corey. Oh, no, that's Young Thug. Learning about cost managerial accounting. And a lot of you were fascinated by break-even analysis. And so we're going to continue our work with that. Finally, you had made it to the end, and we were on the very last session, and you did it. So 2 QuickBooks, 1 financial accounting review, 1 tax class, and 2 cost and managerial accounting classes. You did it. So let me present the certificates to all of you. I'm very proud of all of you, and what you did, you should tell your families, was a lot. First of all, Tamika Banks, congratulations. You did a great job, and thank you for attending the classes. Then we had Kimberly Corner of the famous Kimmy Styles, who we've gotten to know and did a great job attending the workshops. Reginald Davis, one of the kindest, most wonderful people I've ever met, of Heartful Echoes, attended the workshops and sent some questions out. I appreciate that. Jeremy Duckworth, of course, always on the calls, always helping me pivot, always helping me change what I was doing to do a better job. And I appreciate that relationship very much. Dita KJ Griffin attended the workshops, and we're grateful for her attending and appreciate Ms. Griffin. Zakia Hargrove of Loving Care Transportation. Again, we've gotten to know her and the students, always on the calls, no matter how busy her transportation business was. Dorian Kendrick, also on the calls, attending 6 different workshops. Andrea McIntosh of Lady Conqueror, also working with her and enjoying getting to know her. Rachel Robinson, who has the business Sister and Sons, also learning about accounting, tax, and managerial accounting during these sessions. Lynette Samuels, also on the calls, really working hard, asking questions, participating, being involved. We appreciate that. Tanisha Sims Summers with the famous Naughty But Nice kettle corn business. She gave me a bag of kettle corn and I ate it in 3 minutes. So it was wonderful. It was caramel or caramel. People are very divided on how to say that word. But also Tanisha, really enjoyed getting to know her. Stephen Smith in attendance as well, representing the male contingent. We seem to have a lot of females, so it's nice to have Reginald and Jeremy and Stephen on the calls because we need the males involved as well. April Myers Williams, also on the calls, involved, paying attention constantly. Thank you, April, for doing that. Appreciate it. One student we weren't sure was going to pass. He received a D minus in the classes, 59.5. Corey, we rounded you up. You did pass. We have a little asterisk on your certificate, but Rich Houston said to send you through. Always love me some Corey. I have seen him a lot in the last few weeks. My children, one of my children enjoys wearing his clothes. The others aren't interesting enough with their apparel to wear his clothing. But you guys did a great job. Very proud of you. I'd like to end it by saying we'll be doing a lot more workshops. Next Friday, we're doing one on the new round of PPP loans. And so I hope I will be working with a lot of you to apply for those PPP loans. The new round of Paycheck Protection Program loans are different. And so there are more requirements. So we'll be learning that, it's this Friday at 8:30 in the morning, because Jeremy likes to get me up. Another series that we're launching, and I'll end it on this, is we're launching a series on accounting policies and procedures, which sounds just as exciting as it's going to be. I know everyone is really dying to be a part of this. I think you know why it's important. In the very first workshop, I'm going to get your buy-in. That's actually going to be in the title. If you're not bought into why you need these internal controls and policies and procedures, none of it will matter. We'll walk through cash receipts and receivables, cash disbursements and payables, inventory, fixed assets, payroll, and we'll end it up on the depressing topic of tax obligations. So we are just beginning our partnership, and we're getting better. Our students are getting better. I'm getting better, and our relationship is getting stronger. Thank you for the partnership. I'm very grateful for you.
Wow. Thank you, Lisa. That was amazing. We honestly could not do it without you and the partnership with UA and the partnership with the small businesses. Each person that was on this call today, on the Zoom call, is so integral of making this happen. And it's so powerful, and it gives me goosebumps literally seeing this, because this happens with the power of we, not the power of I or me or whoever, but the power of we. And I'm so thankful for all the businesses. I'm so thankful for our board members. I'm so thankful for the partnership with Lisa and the University of Alabama with Rich. We just couldn't do it without you guys. It's not possible to provide this level of service to businesses that need this help. And Tanisha tells me this all the time, and I'm trying to remember this now. But you say this to me all the time. This is what's needed. This is what's needed so much in the marketplace, in the community, in the business community. And so thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. And again, congratulations. Congratulations again and again and again. And we look to see you guys soon. Have a great one.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.